Welcome to one and all. I am chinny. These video lessons are useful for the students who are ambitious to get out of score or 10 by 10 points in the 10th class public examination of AP State and Telangana states. These video lessons gives you a textual reading feeling and self-notes preparation. This session I am going to give you an idea of scientists and their contribution in chapter wise. First lesson, nutrition. The first scientist is von Helmont. Von Helmont and other scientists believed that plants get food material not only from the soil but also from the other source. Next scientist, C.B. Van Eyck. C.B. Van Eyck worked on purple sulfur bacteria. He formed a simple equation for photosynthesis. His opinion that in formation of one molecule of carbohydrate, one molecule of oxygen and one molecule of water are released. He formed a simple equation for photosynthesis, that is CO2 plus 2H2O gives rise to CH2O plus O2 plus H2O in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. And next scientist, Robert Hill. Robert Hill discovered photolysis of water and remodified the photosynthetic equation as a 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise to C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Next scientist, Joseph Priestley. Joseph Priestley conducted a number of experiments to reveal the essential role of air in the increase of plant mass or plant weight. He hypothesized that plant can restore the air what the animals breathe out and burning candle is removed. He discovered the oxygen, but the name oxygen was coined by Anton Lavoisier and the properties of oxygen discovered by Anton Lavoisier. That's why Anton Lavoisier is considered as the father of modern chemistry. Scientist Mole. Mole's half-leaf experiment is well known and popular to identify the essential role of carbon dioxide in photosynthesis. Next scientist, John Ingenhousz. John Ingenhousz was well known for hydrilla experiment. He experienced how the plant releases oxygen in presence of sunlight. Next scientist, Engelmann. Engelmann used oxygen-sensitive bacteria to study effect of colors, particularly red-blue colors on the photosynthesis. Next scientist, Pelletier and Coenshaw obtained extract of green color solution and named it as a chlorophyll. Julius von Sachs. Julius von Sachs observed that chlorophyll is not spread throughout the entire cell and is confined to only particular part or organelle. It is named it as a chloroplast. And next scientist, Daniel I. Arnon. In 1954, Daniel I. Arnon successfully separated the chloroplast from the plant cell without damage to the chloroplast. Next scientist, respiration, the energy release system. In this chapter, we have three scientists' names and their contribution. One is Anton Lavoisier, who was well known for the coin of term oxygen, and second scientist Joseph Priestley was well known for the Belgier experiment, and third scientist John Doppler. John Doppler was a renowned chemist. He wrote the book called Textbook of Human Physiology. Next lesson, circulation, the transport system. In this chapter, we have four scientists' names and their contribution. First one is René Laennec. René Laennec in 1816 he used a paper tube to hear the heartbeat sounds, and then he used bamboo stick instead of paper tube, and he named that instrument as a stethoscope. Next scientist, Fabrici. Galileo Fabrici, an Italian doctor, when he was observing the veins in the leg, he identified a small valve on it, and these valves make the blood to flow in one direction. If the blood flows in opposite direction, immediately the valves are closed. Next scientist, William Harvey, an English doctor who studied under Galileo Fabrici, had worked experimentally on the presence of valves. He tried different parts of different animals and checked for the veins bulging. And he dissected the dead man's people's heart and checked and gave the detailed structure of heart. Yes. Marcello Malpighi. Marcello Malpighi, after the death of William Harvey, when he was observing the wings of a bat, he observed there is a small blood vessel. He named it as a blood capillary. Capillary means in Latin words hair. Next scientist, Charles Hofnagel. Charles Hofnagel was a surgeon in Washington, D.C. He was first to transplant the kidney in the identical twins in 1954. After the 17 years, that means 1971, 1st December, the first kidney transplantation operation in India was performed in Christian Medical College, Vellore, Tamil Nadu. Next scientist, Brugman, a botanist. From his experiment, he proved that roots of a plant not only absorb fluid from the soil, but also returns a portion of their peculiar secretions back into the soil. Galen, a Greek physiologist, when he was treating one of his patients who is fallen from the chariot, he concluded that nerves are two kinds. One of them bring action, and another one bring sensation. Next scientist, Leonardo da Vinci and Stephen Hales experimented on frogs to study more about the spinal cord. Charles Bell of Scotland and Francois Magendie of France had shown that spinal cord have two types of connections around it. The back connections are called dorsal root and front one are called ventral root. Paul Langerhans. He was a professor of pathology at Freiburg University in Germany. He worked on the pancreas structure and his research mainly on the sugar disease, that is diabetes. Next scientist, Toronto, Banting, Best and McLeod had finally succeeded extracting the insulin from degenerated animal pancreas. Starling. He was an English physiologist. He coined the word hormone. Hormone means to impel. Charles Darwin and his son Francis Darwin had performed some experiments on phototropism. Yes. Dutch plant physiologist F.W. Wendt had successfully discovered first plant hormone, that is auxin. In Greek words, auxin means increase. Robert Remarque, a German scientist who is published his observations on the cell division, he stated that binary fission of an animal cell is the mean of reproduction of all animal cell division. Walter Fleming, when he was examining the cell division, he found a string-like structure in the nucleus which split into longitudinally. He named this process as mitosis. Mito means fine thread-like structure. Wilhelm Rox, he proposed that chromosomes carry a different set of heritable elements. August Weismann, a scientist with poor eyesight, he hypothesized that same species have same number of chromosomes and after every cell division the number of chromosomes are always remains constant. Theodore Boveri. The scheme of mitotic cell division was confirmed by Theodore Boveri. Next scientist, Port Narasimharao and Johnson conducted some experiments using cell fusion techniques to understand more about the functional relationship between the cell phases, particularly in the interphase. Next scientist, G.J. Mendel. John Gregorius Mendel was a Christian monk. He conducted a number of experiments on pea plant. He proposed a number of laws and he is the father of genetics. Next scientist, Watson and Crick. James Watson and Francis Crick had discovered double helix structure of DNA. They got Nobel Prize along with Franklin and Wilkin Morris. Walter Sutter and Thomas Hunt Morgan discovered sex-linked inheritance in Drosophila. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck was well known for theory of inheritance of acquired characters. He observed the elongation of neck and forelimbs in the giraffe. Next scientist, Charles Darwin proposed natural selection theory in evolution along with Alfred Russel Wallace. He observed the beaks of finch birds in Galapagos Island. He influenced by a book called Charles Lyell's Principles of Geology and Population Theory proposed by John Malthus. Next scientist, Charles Elton. The concept of ecological pyramids was first introduced by Charles Elton. He was a British ecologist. Next scientist, Lindemann. The 10% law. Only 10% of energy is transformed from one tropic level to next tropic level. That's it.